All rise, court is in order.
You all may be seated. Thank you. There are no witness statements today. We are, one, reporting on sad news, and then two, we are going to predict what may have happened. So, as it turns out, Hayden Panettiere has passed at the age of 36. She was a child actor, and I do want to tell you all that there's a beast of burden when you are a child actor. There's just something about it that separates you from the rest of the world. And if there's nothing like it, and only other child actors know what this is, and maybe their parents. I can't say that parents always get it, because sometimes the child actor is providing something that the parent wanted for themselves. So they don't always get to see the markers that create danger. Also, when you're someone like Hayden Panettiere, blonde, cute, they tend to work a lot. The cute kids work a lot. So just imagine the burden of maybe the parents not working and Hayden having to carry all of that weight. I don't know. I just know this is kind of like common in child acting, because at least one parent needs to be on set at all times in California. Also, there are just times when the studios, choose a child based on predatory terms. And sometimes you don't know you're being until it's way too late. So we're going to check into first what happened at her final stages, and hopefully be able to see what brought her to her drug and alcohol addictions. So let's see what the public has to say. Let's say hi to Jenny G. Hi, Jenny G. Hi, Naja. Hi, Irene. Hi, Stephen. Hi, Siobhan. Afternoon, afternoon. Hi, Miss Baby Doll. Hi, Staru. Her life was so sad for the past few years. So I could follow her as much as I can. I definitely did love her on Friday Night Lights. That was really good. But I also followed Michael Jordan as well, and she just became the breakout star on Friday Night Lights. I never saw the movie, the cheerleader movie. I never really saw that, but I will invest in looking at it now. Um, but I loved her on Nashville. And here's what I noticed on Nashville. And here's a secret that you guys don't know, because my son was a child actor. The writers will write your life story into the script. They it's almost like the writers can't even be creative enough to like portray her any better, or any type of writing. The one thing I can tell you about writers is that I judge their creativity, Because if you happen to be going through something, they will write that into the script, which will fuck with your mind even more. So I remember watching, I wonder if did I do a video on her? I remember watching Hayden on Nashville. Amazing, amazing actress. But I remember her role getting dark right after she had her baby on the show, if I'm not mistaken. Um, and it seems as though the writers were mimicking her life, but at the time, none of us knew. It hadn't been public yet. But I remember watching her and thinking, is she okay? Because there was something in her eyes that gave it away in the last year of her working with Nashville. Let's see what everyone has to say. Hayden Panettiere, pre-1865, Southern spanning the Quinn, Fort Poland, and Cave Orleans were active participants in a brutal system that violently okay. Listen, a woman died. A woman died. We're going to stay focused on someone that died. We're not going to. A woman died. And I want to stay focused. And if there's any other history out there, then I'm not going to be the one to put that on blast. Not today. Like, because it sounds like you're saying it's part of a bigger punishment. I don't have time for that. A woman died. And we're going to stay focused on her passing on. So. So I put that person on timeout because I just don't have time. About people's lineage and all that stuff. I don't have time. It's kind of a mean statement. Someone died and left a daughter behind. And I'm pretty sure she wishes she was here. She was in Nashville, and she was also in that cheerleader movie. She was in one of the cheerleader movies that became really popular. Well, let's take a look. Let's take a look, guys. Yeah, she was in Heroes. She was really good in Heroes. Let's take a look at her career. Oh, she wound up on a soap opera on One Life to Live at some point. Interesting. Guiding Light. She was also in A Bug's Life, one of the voices. She was also in Message in a Bottle. These are all as a kid. She was in Ally McBeal. Oh, I remember watching that show. Malcolm in the Middle, Law and Order, Disney Channel, Raising Helen. She was in Disney's Ice Princess. She actually had a singing career at some point. Heroes. Bring It On. She was in one of the Bring It On cheerleader series. Hers was entitled All or Nothing. Nashville. Oh, interesting. She was also cast as Amanda Knox in a controversial film, Amanda Knox, Murder on Trial in Italy. Interesting. She was a part of the Scream series, Scream 4. Nashville. Remember the Titans. Quite a few things she's been in. A lot of PlayStation stuff too. Okay. And then in 2022, she returned to Scream 6 after career hiatus because she was battling postpartum depression and depression, and her brother also passed away, which contributed to all of that. Oh, that's the one Solange was in. Got it, Beto. Thank you. What's MITM, Saru? Her depression may have started with her brother passing. And then I'm telling you, I think being a child actor is rough, especially when there's expectations of do, work. And I'm not saying that's what she went through. I'm saying child acting is rough. All right. Malcolm in the Middle. Yes. Okay, let's take a look. What happened to Hayden Panettiere? What was the cause of her being in heaven right now? Please, God, talk to me. Talk to me about Hayden. Hayden, you're also welcome to come through. Please allow me to see anything and everything that you would like for me to see. Hayden is your love, God. She is your beloved. Please, Father God, authorize me to see and say what you would like for me to say and see. I love you, God. I love you, Jesus. In your name I pray. Amen. Amen. Ashe. All right, guys, let's lower the stage and let's see what Spirit has to say. Hi, Georgia Peach. How are you, sweetie? All right, guys. Oh, she started working. She started around 4. Yeah, that's pretty young. Yeah. All right. Let's see if we can get some answers here. Sloppy. Okay, it's better. I am getting a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn man or a man with money. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn man or a man with money. I'm getting the Ace of Swords. I'm getting the Eight of Wands. I'm getting that she didn't have enough money. She might have had a super career, but I do believe that she was broke. Um, I hate to say this, y'all, but I do feel like it was a sacrifice. Not in a way that you're thinking, like, not in a way where it's like they sacrificed her. I think she sacrificed herself. I think things are going too slow. Interesting, because this means fast and this means slow. But I'll explain all of this in a minute. There's something about home and family. There's also something here about a pregnancy, and also something here about very, very sneaky. So here's what I'm getting. I feel like she was having trouble with her children's father. Um, I feel like there were just times where arguments were bigger than getting along. I feel like what may have happened in the end is that there was like a statement made. Like, I feel like she wanted to see her child, but she was pushed out. Um, I think everybody's pretending like she had more access to her daughter, but she, according to the cards, she did not. I think she was pushed out. And I also think she didn't have enough money to keep traveling back and forth. And even if she did travel back and forth, I don't believe that she had rights in another country and that the father could just say, hell no. Um, I feel like she was supposed to see her daughter, and I feel like he kiboshed it, the father. I feel like she might have said, like, I need to see her, or else, I'll unalive myself. And I feel like he said, go ahead. I'm not accusing him of anything. I just think that he called her bluff, but the bluff was real. So I think she sacrificed and was like, no one believes how much pain I'm in, so I'm just gonna take more of a substance, and then they'll see how serious I am. All right. There's a pregnancy here, and I don't know if Hayden was pregnant. I'm not really understanding that she was pregnant, but something about a pregnancy here. So I'm wondering if the father uh, um, got someone pregnant and that just made her more on the outs. She supposedly had everything, but if you look at her last interviews, you could kind of tell that she was like rehearsing a statement or acting, acting, not necessarily real interviews. Like she was saying all the right things to sell her book or to sell the next movie. Um, she was showing up. And because she's such a good actress, that even in her interviews, she was acting. However, in one of her interviews, she didn't look put together to me. I think she was wearing jeans and she didn't quite look put together. Then there's another interview where she had blonde her hair, so blonde that it didn't even look 100% like her. And it really looked like that they were trying to make sure nobody saw how sad she was. So, because America is so blonde, not anymore, but they're so blonde focused that they literally blonde her hair up to hide the fact that her eyes still show depression. Why am I getting there's a lack of family or a lack of feminine care or something like that? I'm also wondering whether or not she was speaking with her mother in the last few years. Yes. Something about a month ago, about a week ago, 1 week, 1 month, something really tore her apart. And I do believe she was compromised um, just before passing. So I feel like somebody took advantage of her and she was compromised, and that just put her over the edge. Like, again, kind of like, do you all see that video that's being passed around about showing Beyonce sitting on somebody's lap? And he's like, hey, you want to talk to Michael? Come sit on my lap. And it's like, how old was she? How old was she? Like, it's circulating right now. I saw it on Monroe, Celebrity Doctor, I think he calls himself. I saw it on his first, and then I saw it on other people's channel. I feel like something compromised her as an adult. Um, I feel like drugs were involved. And then I feel like there may have been a, because I feel like she might have been drugged out, I feel like somebody took advantage of her or got her drugged to take advantage of her, something like that. Because this right here, this is my this is my penis card. So I feel like someone, and this is also my penis card, right? And this is my moral card. So I feel like something happened and that again took her out of pocket. She was trying to make money to send to her daughter. There might have been some issue with her giving child support. She might have broke, but she might have an order for her to give child support. Yeah, there's a pregnancy here. I do think there's uh, probably some substance abuse, maybe prescription, maybe cocaine. I think her mother also has. She did so mother like it's a DNA issue. And sometimes when it's DNA, it's harder to stop when it's DNA. Any questions, guys? Oh, look at that, Georgia. Thank you for your help. Georgia says she was introduced to drugs very young and was very vocal about her parents overworking her. Yeah. Oh, her mom was the manager in one point up until her teenage years. Yes, she did give up her daughter, but I think there might have been constant resentment between the two of them. And I do understand the daughter went to the Ukraine, and that might have been a cruel thing as opposed to not just giving up your daughter, but it might have been like, I'll fix you, right? Give me my daughter, and I'm moving her out the country. So imagine her mental health when she felt like she had to give up her daughter, and then he took the child to the Ukraine. So there's something about the child's father that is actually very cruel. Also, we got to give people grace. We have to give people grace. If a mother gives up her child, we have to trust that the mother knows something's wrong. And we would rather see the mother get help, let the child be with somebody else. Like, we've got to normalize mothers giving up their children. Like, in this society, y'all expect the women to stand up and do the right thing, and the men don't have to. And I'm telling you, that's weird. And it's not okay anymore. Like, we've got to give women grace. Mothering is hard. And sometimes mothering sucks. Try being a single parent and mother. Try being a parent and you have an abusive relationship that you're in. All of it sucks. And so the judgment that we have on women keeping it together regardless, meanwhile, these men can go out and get other women and look good regardless. We've got to normalize that mothering is hard. It's no joke. And the system is not set up for us to feel safe. Also, postpartum is no joke. Postpartum is no joke. Princess Diana tried to throw herself down a flight of stairs to abort William because she was suffering from some mental depreciation during her pregnancy, being treated so badly by the firm. And then having had suffered postpartum after she gave birth. And if nobody understands what that is, you're so alone. You're so alone. I suffered from postpartum after my son was born, and all I could say was, oh my God, he's so cute. But I couldn't mother him. And everybody was like, what's wrong with her? And I was like, nothing's wrong with me. If y'all want to mother him, mother him. I'm going to sleep. And that's not okay. But when I gave birth 36, 37 years ago, postpartum wasn't a thing. No one had treatment. No one knew. I had a C-section. C-sections bring on postpartum more than anything. It wasn't until this one woman had like 8 babies and she unalived all of them in the tub or something. It was so weird. And that's when they were like, oh my God, there's this thing called postpartum. And sometimes with postpartum, subsequent children makes postpartum worse. So I had it with one. I never gave birth to another one. But thank God I've got like this spiritual nature inside of me. Thank you, God. Because who would have been there for me at the second one, at the third one? I didn't do well with the first one. So who would have been there for me? And who would have made me feel bad because a second baby came and I'm still like acting unmotherly? It took 3 months for me to get over my postpartum. I remember being present and available in my mind. I did not lose my mind, but I remember not caring. And they were like, well, we'll come and mother for you. And I said, okay, didn't care. My husband, at the time, his father, became Mr. Mom because I could not rise up and did not care. That's the difference. I knew I needed nurturing. I knew the best way to nurture was to not participate in mothering. Instinct. And I rested until I could come out of it. And it took 3 months. And then from that point, I've been making up 3 months with my son after that for years. That's why he's a little rotten because he doesn't know it, but I've been making it up every single time. Like just nurturing him, taking care of him, like not letting anything fail because I lost 3 months of his life. Sad, but it is what it is. What we have to normalize is not judging. That's deep. Your experience is educational. Thank you. I appreciate you saying that. Thank God you survived, little mama. Thank you, Sea Moon. Yeah, I, by God's grace, seriously, by God's grace. I feel like the husband used the daughter, yes, Georgia, to get to her when she was at her weakest moment, which is sad. She loved her daughter enough to keep her from to keep her safe. Yes. And that's what I'm saying too. Hi, Fit Game Chicks. Thank you, sweetie. By the way, everyone, please call me for your own personal reading. 213-458-7408. If you have any questions on anything and you want the secrets to be revealed, I got your secrets. It will not be kept. I do believe that he may have had a conversation with her at the last minute, and I do believe that she did announce, like, I need to see my daughter, or I'm going to take myself out. And I feel like he said, do it. Do it. And nowadays we have text messages. So let's just see. Maybe he didn't say do it. Maybe he said, I don't care. You do whatever you want to do. It's something to that effect. I think he's going to come out looking like the hero. And I don't think he was ever supportive of her mental health, from losing her brother to postpartum, and maybe the two of them not getting along, being forced to separate. And I think he harassed her the whole time until she had to give up her daughter. Now, we want to add that drugs and alcohol was involved. We want to add that. And maybe he was fighting for the daughter, but I'm getting it was more revenge. But in a sneaky kind of way. It wasn't like rah 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 revenge. It was like maybe setting her up so that she could look bad, so that she had no choice but to give up her daughter to him. It's really sad, yes. Let me see if any more cards can come through for you guys, and see what else is here. She knew she self-sabotaged, and money was just not be what we have today. The end result was always going to be a matter of time. She couldn't cope. For some people, life is rough, very rough. And surviving, some people can't do that. So if anyone is struggling, please call dial 988. Okay. And just consider that what you're going through is temporary, and counseling and rehab can make a big difference. Okay. But the end result here is money. It came down to money. She wasn't making enough. She wasn't making enough to send to her daughter. She was being made to feel inadequate by the daughter's father. Um, I feel like she had to cut off her mother in terms of like still supporting her financially. Um, and then she had to support herself and support her drug habit, which I do believe is the focus of why she is no longer with us. Whew, that is deep, y'all. That is deep. I'm so sorry, Hayden. And I hope you can hear me when I say I understand what you went through, and I hope your voice can be heard in a truthful way without the embarrassment. I hope somehow your voice is going to be told properly. Like somebody's going to say, this is what she was really going through. Because I do feel like you were more of a victim of circumstance than the end result. The victim of circumstance and the victim of greed. All right, let's see if we can pick a card here. I'm so hungry, guys, but I'm not going to eat. Wait, what time is it? I'm so hungry. But I will just drink some water. Hmm. Upside down mother. Oh no. What? How dare Neutrogena drop her after she came out talking about postpartum depression? How dare they? You see how women are not protected? She needed that money. And she needed that money to send to her daughter. She had a custody financial issue. Upside down mother. Smothering or abandoning children, instilling guilt in children for becoming independent. Look at that. Wow. Shadow mother. May manifest as devouring, abusive, abandoning, or working mother, which represents different aspects. You know, that's the other thing. Where was her mother when she was forced to give up her daughter? Where was her mother then? And a lot of mothers will switch sides. A lot of mothers will abandon their daughters and go with the father because then they look like they're more perfect than their daughter. Like, it's not me, it's her. There's a story about that mother that is needing to come out. I think she was a whole bitch. Dang it. I know, Sonia, it shook all of us. It really did. Georgia says the man was heartless to that woman. The thing I liked about her was she was very open with her struggles and she had demons to fight. And I get that. And still, where was the support? And I feel like, as open as she was, what's her sign? Is she like an Aries? Because they wouldn't hide things. Let me see what her sign is. Oh, she was Leo, August 21st. She was Leo. That makes a lot of sense in terms of her career, everybody watching her, and how outspoken she was. Yeah, because Leos are very outspoken. We ain't gonna lie. My tooth fought my friend. I mention it to this day. All right, Hayden, enjoy heaven. Yeah, I see that. Oh, do you remember that tagline? Save the cheerleader, save the world. That was the best. I loved Heroes. I loved it. When they stopped Heroes, I was like, oh, this is the worst. I loved Heroes. All right, guys, we got to go. We can reminisce all that we want. The bottom line is this poor girl is not with us, and that really sucks. Bye, everyone. And check out the last season of Nashville because they were telling her story in a rude kind of way. They were telling her story in the scripts. That's disgusting. Thank you, Vic King Chicks. Please call me for your own personal reading. I'm available right now at 213-458-7408. Order in the court. The verdict is in. Hayden Panettiere may have, unfortunately, overdosed. Complicated with some issues for like encouragement at the same time. Love you guys. Bye.
In the twilight, where the shadows dance, I hear the whispers of a hidden chance. Call me Dory, I'll light your way with my crystal ball. I'll show you today. In the court of stars, I'll make my stand. With spiritual ally, we hold the land. Verdicts in my spirit, written in the sky. When the truth is spoken, you can't deny. I'm Judge Dory in this world so vast. With the weight of the ether, I'm here. with dreams untold. You are the mother with a heart of gold. Together we walk through the veil, so ten in the dance of the cosmos. We're bound to win. I am the chrome, wise as the moon. With the enchantress spirit, I summon the tomb. Join me, dear soul, to this mystical story. In the light of love, the flame of glory.
All rise, court is in order.